Recording in progress.
And when Ron came back, he, of course, started then. He was a year behind me. But I do remember seeing him the first time in the hospital. It stood out because I saw him in the cafeteria. We recognized each other from different sides of the cafeteria, moved together and did a big Bolivian ambraso, a big embrace in the middle, pounded each other on the back and was really happy to see each other. And then we looked around and realized we were the center of attention. We said, men in this culture didn't hug. We looked at each other and said, maybe we ought to stop the abrazos and we'll just shake hands and say hi. And then it was fun having Ron sort of around for a year. So I didn't see him often in the hospital, just occasionally, because we were on very different kinds of rotations, but we were able to get together with him and his then wife periodically and on a social basis as we then so then we had each other really to talk about experiences. We were in the position of learning about what he had done in the Philippines and catching up with that. And then we had each other to just keep talking about our Bolivia experiences and what they meant to us and what each of us was going to do after this residency, because he also was deciding that, well, internal medicine probably wasn't for him either. He thought a public health career was what he was looking for. And he had pretty much made that decision, I think, because he elected to stay in the public health service.
Are there pressures that are applied towards residents to move into one field area in medicine versus another? I mean, did the professors think this was a good thing, or did they think, no, it's not a good thing? I mean, how does it feel to be moving towards public health in academia?
It was mixed. There were a few of my professors who said, oh, you want to be one of those? I said, well, what do you mean? And, they had the impression that the physicians who ended up in public health were there because they were handicapped in some way.
Or retired.
They were retired or drug addicted or mentally ill or something that meant they really couldn't handle the rigors of clinical medicine, which is where the real doctors were, right? So that was an issue, but not much of one, because most of the people I worked with encouraged me. I had some really strong allies among the teaching staff there who thought it was wonderful and I should follow it. I should do whatever it is I thought was best.
At that particular time, a lot of people in public health were physicians who couldn't make it or were retired. And so it wasn't unrealistic to think that.
Mm-hmm.
Did they understand public health? The people who were critical of that field, did they understand public health?
No, I don't think so. I didn't really understand it then either. I was just getting to the point where I was beginning to understand it and made the decision through discussions with Ardith and thinking myself and talking it over with Ron that if we were going to make a go of this, we had to know more about public health. And that meant after our residency, we had to get some training in public health some way. And when we found out about the program at Harvard, that I think we've already talked to you about, then that really brought it home to us. We said, well, yeah, there's a place with a good reputation. Getting a degree from there won't hurt us, for sure. And it should help us answer the question whether this possible career choice is best for us, because now we're finishing our training in internal medicine. We had to decide, are we going to go ahead and get into practice and then in several years take boards in internal medicine and be really considered one of the a member of the fraternity, if you will? Or are we going to shift into another area and try to be more active and involved in it.
Recording stopped.